Caitlin, to get back to the Final Four again, to beat the team that knocked you guys out last year, what does it mean to have Iowa in the spot to still be playing a chance to win a national championship?
Yeah, like you said, I feel like, it's amazing to be back in the Final Four. It's so hard to get there, especially with this region and how loaded this region was. But, we told ourselves we're the 1 seed for a reason. We've earned this. We deserve to be in these moments. We're prepared for these moments. But I think we came out here and, our second and third quarters, we played really, really good basketball. And LSU's a really good team. They're hard to guard. They're such good one-on-one players. They break you down. They make tough shots. They killed us on the glass. But we were just resilient. We never hung our head when things didn't go our way. And, that can get you a long way. And, I'm just proud of this group to go back to the Final Four. And, you enjoy this. And then you get to Cleveland and you start prepping for your next game. We want to win 2 more. And, I think we have the power to do that.
Nancy Armour.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Nancy.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sport. For Caitlin and Kate, how much you've been there before? So how much more incentive is it to take the step that you didn't, that you came up 1 step short last year?
Yeah, I think that's obviously our goal. That's where we want to be. But you got to win 1 at a time. There's still 2 more there to get, and that's what makes the Final Four so fun. And anybody can take it, anybody can win it, and yes, we want to win the national title. That's probably what 100 other Division I basketball teams said when they started their season. And there's only 1 team of 360 that get to end their season happy. And to me, that's what makes this sport so fun. A lot of people end disappointed. And, being so close last year, I think that's what just drives you. But I know our group has given everything we got. And, at the end of the day, you win, you lose. I feel like our group has given so much to this game and to this program that you can always hold your head high. But I think at the same time, that's the reason we have been able to play such good basketball is we don't want this to end, and we want to keep coming back and working hard with each other and fighting for 1 more week and, extend it as long as you possibly can, I guess.
Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Caitlin, after your freshman year, the loss to UConn, you said something in the press conference then about, I wanted to get to a Final Four. I didn't say it was going to be my freshman year. Thinking back then, what was missing in you and that team to make that step, and what is it that you guys have now that you were able to do it twice?
Honestly, I feel like, well, first of all, we were a young team. We had no experience. Playing with a young point guard. I was a freshman, and I think the biggest thing has just been my maturity and being able to move on from things when it doesn't go my way. And I feel like that's what I'm the most proud of over the course of these last 2 games, just being calm, cool, collected, and dialed into what we need to do. I'm not worried about what the other team's doing. I'm not worried about what call the ref is making. I'm worried about what Iowa needs. And when I'm able to do that, I feel like that helps my teammates a lot, and I feel like that's the biggest way that I've grown over the course of the last 2 years. I'm not sure I really even did that my sophomore year, and I've always had the basketball skill. It's just been my mind and making my mind better, and lucky enough I've had really good teammates that have held me accountable and also been my biggest fans and been there to support me the entire way.
Well, Isabel Rodriguez with the Next. I'm just curious. Gabby Marshall is not a player whose stats necessarily pop off the page, but I think for anybody who's watching her play, she certainly does. So I'm just wondering if you could speak about her and what she's meant to the program, and especially today. She played 40 minutes. So.
Yeah, looking at Gabby, and nothing pops off the page, but besides, she never got a sub the entire game, and she is working her tail off on defense constantly. So, if she was tired, we never knew it, and that's pretty impressive. And so, Gabby, she's going to catch fire. 1 for 3. She didn't get too many opportunities from 3 tonight, but, we believe in her, full confidence, 100%. She's an amazing shooter. And every single person on our team would say that. And so, she's probably mad that she shot 33% from the field, but we know we're going to need her in later games. And I'm really proud of the way how she never gives up on the defensive end, even if her, she's not getting all the scoring or all the, glory on the offensive end. So she's meant the world to this team, and she's one of the reasons why we are back to the Final Four again this year.
Some good looks at 3 for sure.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Kate, how good is this rivalry, or has this rivalry been for women's basketball? And how much did you think that Angel getting hurt, hobbled, whatever you want to call it, affected not just her but all of LSU?
Well, we really didn't look at it as a rivalry, honestly. to us, it didn't really matter who was, our opponent for this game. We were really just focused on ourselves. But, like, to have stars that, LSU has, and to have stars that, like Caitlin on our team, I think that just really grows the game. So in that aspect, I think it's really cool. I'm sure we got some great viewership tonight in this game. I think a lot of people were looking forward to this game. And I don't know. For Angel, I can't speak for her, and obviously you never want to see an opponent go down. You never want to see somebody get injured. I don't know if it affected her or not. I mean, she came back in the game and she played pretty well, so I'm not quite sure on that one.
Howard Mendel at the Next. Congratulations to all of you for reaching the Final Four. Syd, this is for you. It's kind of a two-parter. The first, the amount of time you were defending Anissa Morrow, and just take me through sort of that battle, the approach you took to it, and then at the conclusion of the game, if you'd take me through, I know you had family in the stands, what that moment was like for you, if you'd take, moments from that.
Yeah, first off, Anissa Morrow is a great player, and, I think me and Kate both guarded her. Kate guarded her a lot of the game, and she's a great post. And we know what they like to do. They like to get down on the post up, and we're a bit smaller than them, but we battled down there, and that was most important. They beat us on the glass, but I think really in the second half, we really stepped it up and focused on our box outs and defense. But overall, when I got to celebrate with my family, that was a super special moment for them to be here and share this moment with them. My parents and my brother have been with me and through everything, so I'm just so grateful to have them here with me.
Players, was revenge on your mind coming to this game for what happened last year?
To be honest, no. I feel like we prepare for this game. We focus on Iowa. We do what Iowa does, and we'll come out on top, and that was kind of Coach Bluter's message. It's not about last year. You worry too much about the past. You're going to get caught up in that. It's about being present, being where your feet are. Don't worry about being in the Final Four, be in this moment, be in the Elite Eight. Enjoy that and soak that in, and, that's what's going to allow you to win 40 minutes, and that's exactly what we did. And, I thought we just played a really good basketball game. When they went on their runs, we always had an answer, and that's all you can ask of your team.
Caitlin, you had a kind of a no-lose proposition here. Either you were going to go to Cleveland for the Final Four, or you're going to try out for the Olympic team. Just how much greater is this than that would have been?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, obviously, the Olympics are always your dream, but to be here with this team and to be able to do what we've done and to extend that out another week is all I could have really asked. That's all I wanted, is to win this game tonight and be going back to Cleveland with, the people I love and get to play for Iowa. That's across my chest every single time. So for me, it was like a win-win, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But more than anything, my focus is 100% on making Iowa really good, and not really too focused on all that other stuff. I know that'll be there when, my career ends, and hopefully that's with a win.
Caitlin, this one's for you. At the end of the fourth quarter, I think there was about 5 minutes left. You hit a three, and you pounded your chest, and you looked at the crowd. What was going through your head in that moment?
I think I just got hyped for a second, and honestly, I was trying to be pretty calm and cool. When you're playing a team like LSU, they're never out of the game, no matter what the time and score is. I'd never wanted to, and that's what I told our girls with, I think there's 4:45 on the clock, and we were up 11. I'm like, do not start celebrating. Do not start getting too emotional. This game is not over. They're going to fight till the end, and that's exactly what they did. But sometimes you get a little hype for yourself, and you do things that you don't even realize you're doing. But I think that was the only three I celebrated. So.
Yeah, Michael Vopel from ESPN.com. Caitlin, the three-point percentage has been a little lower during the postseason, but tonight, 9. Which ties an NCAA tournament record. Single game, you also passed Diana Taurasi for most threes in the NCAA tournament. I wonder if you could talk about, were you really feeling it from three-point range and how big that was, especially in the third quarter?
Yeah, I think for myself, I probably haven't been shooting it as good from three over the course of the last 5 or so games, but even if you told me that, I would still have 110% belief in myself and what I've been able to do this year. And to me, everything averages out over the course of the year. I've had games where I've been 2 for 16. I've had games where I've been 9 of 15. It all averages out. And I think that just speaks to the confidence that I have in myself and the time I've put in the gym. I know I'm ready for this moment. I thought my shot felt good in warm-ups, and it certainly helps when you make your first three as a shooter when you can see the ball go in. I think I was 2 of my first 3, and then I made my first to start the second half, and that certainly helped too. And I thought I got some good looks off the dribble, and I'm really comfortable shooting off the dribble. That's what I prefer rather than catch and shoot. So it was nice to have a game where I got some good looks at 3 for sure.
Surprised that Flau Jae, you didn't get more reps against her defending you. It seemed like her length was a little bit of an issue in the later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was too much of an issue. I mean, honestly, like no matter what they threw at me, I thought we always had a good answer. I think our goal coming into this game was to set a ton of ball screens, and that's exactly what we did. And I think they started showing late at the end of the game, which can sometimes be a little bit better on me rather than drop coverage. But coming into this game, I did expect her to guard me. I will say that. But at the same time, every team we play throws multiple defenders at us. I don't see one person for 40 minutes, and that's what they did. They brought somebody in off the bench that guarded me too. She guarded me a little bit, but also you don't want some of your best players to get in foul trouble. So I don't know if that was the reasoning behind it, but I think coming into this game, that was what I was more prepared for. But you don't get to know what the other team's going to do, so.
Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic, for all 3 of you, but start with Caitlin. There was a lot of anticipation around this game, in part because of the matchup, but just I know you guys are obviously in a win-or-go-home situation, but could you feel it? What did it feel like to be on that court tonight and just knowing how many people cared and were going to be paying attention?
To be honest, like when you step on the court and you're a competitor, like you don't feel that. Like you're there competing. It's 5v5. Like there could have been nobody in the gym, and both teams would have competed the exact same way. And yeah, you're playing for a little more with a Final Four on the line. But to me, like, I'm not thinking like, oh my God, there's 15 million people at home watching this game right now. Like, no, like that's not what's happening. It's like, what can I do for my team to help me win the game right now? That's what's going through your mind. If you're too worried about everything else, you're not going to be successful. You got to be completely locked in on, what's happening between the lines. And I thought our team did a really good job of that. It wasn't so-and-so made a bad call. It wasn't like, oh my God, they've made 3 shots in a row. It was all about us and what we need to do. And I think that's one of the reasons we won the game, honestly.
Welcome, media. We are joined by LSU coach Kim Mulkey and the student athletes Flau Jae Johnson, Angel Reese, and Hailey Van LIth, and we'll open with comments from the coach. Thank you.
I'm good.
Good to go? Thank you. Let's start with the student athlete questions. Up here first. Go ahead.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge for Hailey and for Flau Jae. Just what a tough cover Caitlin is. I mean, obviously you were fighting all night, but just the challenge that she presents.
Yeah, Caitlin's very skilled. She's a great player. She hit some tough shots, and there's not a whole lot you can do about some of the 3s she hit. And I think, her role, or the team around her that plays a role, they did a good job of executing their role. So, ultimately they played better than us, and that's what it was.
Right behind. Nope, behind. Thank you.
Hi, sorry.
Baton Rouge for Hailey and for Flau Jae. Just what a tough cover Caitlin is. I mean, obviously you were fighting all night, but just the challenge that she presents.
Yeah, Caitlin's very skilled. She's a great player. She hit some tough shots, and there's not a whole lot you can do about some of the 3s she hit. And I think, her role, or the team around her that plays a role, they did a good job of executing their role. So, ultimately they played better than us, and that's what it was.
Right behind. Nope, behind. Thank you.
Hi, sorry. I'm Adler from The Next. Flau Jae, I wanted to ask specifically, just sort of going off that last question, you had a few possessions against Caitlin down in the 4th quarter. You were able to force some turnovers, force some misses. What went into, taking on that matchup and trying to help spark a run?
I mean, you study her film. I think my length kind of bothered her. I'm aggressive. I just wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? When you play a player like that, like, you got to look them in the eyes and really take on that challenge. Just try to force her to her left. I know she wanted to step back, and my length can, bother her a little bit, but, I got to be better.
Last one is here.
Angel,
it seemed like you had a nice exchange with Caitlin in the handshake line. You mind sharing kind of what you told her?
Yeah, she just told me continue to be a great player, and I told her continue to be a great player as well, and keep elevating the game and go win it.
Thank you to the student athletes for your time this week. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job, baby. Good job, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll now take questions for
Erica L. Ayala with CBSSports.com. Angel, this question will be for you if you are willing to share what was going through your mind as you heard your two teammates right here on the dais, just taking the opportunity to really stand up for you and what your journey has been like that we don't get to see.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and, like, not be there for them. So I just want to always just know, like, I'm still a human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm going to always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that. And hopefully the little girls that look up to me, and hopefully I give them some type of inspiration that, hopefully it's not this hard and all the things that come at you, but keep being who you are, keep waking up every day, keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down, and just be confident.
This is for Flau Jae and Angel. It seemed like, Angel, when you fouled out, you walked over to the sideline and you put your arm around Flau Jae, and Flau Jae put your arm around you. Just what did you guys say in that moment, and what was that moment like for you both?
Yeah, just telling her just to keep leading the team and don't give up and keep fighting. I mean, Flau Jae's done a great job when I'm down or not having my best game, being able to have a player like a teammate like Flau Jae as a sophomore, only a sophomore, step up and just lead the team. And through everything, she's led the team throughout the whole year. So we've had that relationship, and just being able to talk to her in that moment was great.
Yeah, she was just like the said, she was just holding me accountable. You know, I was telling her, cheer us on, keep us going. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could do right there.
Erica L. Ayala with CBS.
This is for Kim. Can you talk a little bit?
Let's wait till they leave.
Sure.
Yes, only players right now.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. This is for Angel. Can I same question for Angel and all three of you? What is the impact of the LSU-Iowa rivalry on women's basketball?
Let's start with Angel. Thank you.
I think it's just great for the sport, just being able to be a part of history. Like I said, no matter which way it went tonight, I know this was going to be a night for the ages, and just being able to be a part of history is great. Playing against another great player, of course, is always amazing, and our viewership going up, and I'm sure so many different people watched us tonight. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to just keep raising women's sports, not just women's basketball, but just women's sports in general.
Flau Jae?
Yeah, it's good for the game. Women's basketball has gone to new heights. I'm happy to be a part of it. Just happy to be a part of it. You know, it's not all the times you get to see players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed. Last year I was a freshman, seeing everything. This year I'm a sophomore, able to contribute. Next year I'm gonna leave my mark and grow the game.
Hailey?
Yeah, like they said, I mean, it's an honor to be a part of it. It was an honor to be in that moment. And the best thing about rivalries is they don't end. So LSU and Iowa will play each other again, and, we'll have another opportunity.
Last one. Last one.
You know, I got to be better.
Howard Mandel, the next. Congratulations on the season you guys have had. Flau Jae, if I could hear you on Angel and the type of leadership that she's provided for this team. And Angel, can you just take me through what it meant to see what Flau Jae was able to do in a game like this to, you know, put up 23 points and be a factor on both ends?
Bro, let me tell you something. Everybody can have their opinion on Angel Reese, but y'all don't know her. Like, y'all don't know Angel Reese. I know Angel Reese. I know the real Angel Reese. And the person I see every day is a strong person. Is a caring, loving person, bro. The crown she wears is heavy, bro. She's the type of teammate that's gonna make you believe in yourself. The leap that I took from my freshman to sophomore year, Angel gave me that confidence to go be a dog. Playing next to a dog every day. And, you know, just to see how the media ridicule her, went through our problems, but, like, this is my sister right here. And I'm so proud of her. Like, the media, y'all, how they like to twist and call her the villain and all of that, y'all don't know Angel, bro. And I'm just happy that I get to play with her. I get to be around her presence. Her energy is different. Like, she just make me a better player. She make me a better player, and that's what great players do.
I'll say something, too. I think, you know, Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around.
Facts.
People speak hate into her life. I've never seen people wish bad things on someone as much as her, and it does not affect her. She comes to practice every day. She lives her life every day. She lives how she wants to live, and she don't let nobody change that. And, you know, that's the key to life right there. Y'all do not get to her. Let me say it again. Y'all do not get to Angel Reese. So you might want to give it up. Throw the towel in because you're wasting your energy. So Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around.
Right here. Go ahead.
Dalton next. Congratulations on the season you guys have had. Flau Jae, if I could hear you on Angel and the type of leadership that she's provided for this team. And Angel, can you just take me through what it meant to see what Flau Jae was able to do in a game like this to, you know, put up 23 points and be a factor on both ends?
Bro, let me tell you something. Everybody can have their opinion on Angel Reese, but y'all don't know her. Like, y'all don't know Angel Reese. I know Angel Reese. I know the real Angel Reese. And the person I see every day is a strong person. Is a caring, loving person, bro. The crown she wears is heavy, bro. She's the type of teammate that's gonna make you believe in yourself. The leap that I took from my freshman to sophomore year, Angel gave me that confidence to go be a dog. Playing next to a dog every day. And, you know, just to see how the media ridicule her, went through our problems, but, like, this is my sister right here. And I'm so proud of her. Like, the media, y'all, how they like to twist and call her the villain and all of that, y'all don't know Angel, bro. And I'm just happy that I get to play with her. I get to be around her presence. Her energy is different. Like, she just make me a better player. She make me a better player, and that's what great players do.
I'll say something, too. I think, you know, Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around.
Facts.
People speak hate into her life. I've never seen people wish bad things on someone as much as her, and it does not affect her. She comes to practice every day. She lives her life every day. She lives how she wants to live, and she don't let nobody change that. And, you know, that's the key to life right there. Y'all do not get to her. Let me say it again. Y'all do not get to Angel Reese. So you might want to give it up. Throw the towel in because you're wasting your energy. So Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around.
Right here.
Dan Zakrzewski, Outkick.com. Coach, your team wasn't on the floor during the national anthem. First part, was that a conscious decision on your part? Second, can you say what the team was doing during that time?
Honestly, I don't even know when the anthem was played. We kind of have a routine where we are on the floor, and then they come off at the 12-minute mark. We just, I don't know, we come in and we do our pregame stuff. I'm sorry, listen, that's nothing intentionally done.
Reed Darcy with the Advocate in Baton Rouge. Coach, when you look back at this season, what do you think you're going to remember and feel the most?
Proud. I'm going to feel very proud. I'm going to think of the little things that we overcame that put us in an Elite Eight. You're one game away from going back to the Final Four. And I'm going to eventually think of, how did we get here? How did we get here? What did we do as a team and as a staff to get to this moment? So basically, I guess what I'm telling you is you learn. You learn. I learn every day as a coach. I look at this stat sheet and I just put a lot of little notes down there, and I'll file it away and think about it when the emotion of a loss goes away. We shot the ball, y'all, almost 20 times more than they did. So that's the pace I'm talking about. And then you look at that second, and especially the third quarter, where we just missed shots. You'll dissect things like that, and yeah, I could probably tell you a bunch of things. You'll dissect X's and O's wise. Reverse the ball, just a little bit tougher in the moment. Depth. I mean, you could just sit and talk all day about the game. Only one team finishes the season happy, and boy, we got to do that last year. And somebody will get to do it this year. But everybody else is going to come up here and be sad. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with being sad. If you're not sad, that means you didn't invest much. So those tears are tears of investment.
Jacques Dusay, WAP-TV in Baton Rouge. Coach, your players had some very passionate and animated comments just now about Angel and treatment and criticism and whatnot. Just your thoughts of what you just listened to.
I'm going to assume something here now. I'm going to assume they're talking about social media attacks, and I don't see all that. I don't do social media. I thought it was heartwarming. I thought it was touching. They are young people that are on social media, and that is their teammate. And it sounded like to me they've been wanting to get that off their chest. So I just listened like you guys did. Well, there's not a whole lot of strategy. You got to guard her. Nobody else seems to be able to guard her. We didn't even guard her last year when we beat them. She's just a generational player, and she just makes everybody around her better. That's what the great ones do. I think they had a kid that scored 21 and 18. She had 12 assists. Caitlin Clark's not going to beat you by herself. It's what she does to make those other teammates better that helps her score points and them score points to beat you. What did I say to her? I said, I sure am glad you leaving. I said, girl, you something else. Never seen anything like it.
Right here and then up here.
Michael So those tears are tears of investment.
Pat Eaton-Robb from the Associated Press. Kim, your players have talked about how since a calendar year ago they have become world famous for good, for bad. How has that strengthened your team, changed these young women, and what does it mean for the group going that will be coming back and going forward?
I've been doing this almost 40 years. That doesn't count as a player. We've changed, people. We've changed. And we've changed in so many good ways. And these young people will have a memory of being a part of something that was this great tonight. many of them being a part of winning a championship last year. I can't describe to you how good it is right now in women's basketball. That's why I wish this game could have been at the Final Four. Wow. Sure was good for an Elite Eight game. And we're proud to be a part of that. Good, bad, indifferent. Our world has changed a lot when you talk about what they were just talking about, social media. I am honestly so oblivious to what those kids see, hear, and even participate in when it comes to social media. I know things when I need to know them from coaches or administrators, or I need to address things, but I don't invest in any of that. I don't. So if you want me to know something, you better send it to me. Otherwise, I don't see it unless a family member or a team member or somebody, brings it to my attention.
Here